sit. So this is Hamilton. Let's see if we can get him turned around so you guys can see how good looking a dog he is. Sit. All right, I'm going to work on a focus exercise here. I have, in this hand, I have a bunch of high value tricky trainer treats. I'm a righty, so I only have one in my right hand. I'm going to have my feet with my knees shoulder width apart with the dog right here in front of me sitting. Sit. Sit. So I'm going to take one and put it in this hand. And what I'm waiting for him to do is look at me in the face. When he does, I'm going to reward him. Now, I'm talking, narrating now. Normally you wouldn't talk during the stage. Now he's going to where the smell is coming from, but that's not giving him the treat. Focus. Focus. So being terriers, everybody, let's get you over here again. She's more skittish. I think her skittishness is what he was reacting to. Sit.
Yeah.
Everybody. Focus. Here. Let's make it easy for you. There you go. Sit. 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 There we go. Now normally I want to go pretty fast, but because it startled him, focus. I'm going slower now.
Is he looking at you when he did that? Okay. So that's what you're rewarding.
Yeah, I want him to look at my face. Focus. So I want you to imagine there's a line from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm doing, the first movement is intersecting the line, and the second move is going towards his eyes. You would think go towards his head or his mouth, but you want to go towards his eyes, and that keeps him looking up at you. Hamilton, sit. Focus. So when the treat goes, if you want to turn it to me, when the treat goes into his lips, we're going to say the word focus each time. Now again, it should be one movement, two movements towards the dog. This first movement is always 1 second.
Okay.
However, after your dog no longer gets up, they're going to feel more comfortable with doing it with you than with me. I'll reward that. Here. So the first movement's always going to be 1 second, but eventually you're going to go 1 second, 1, 2 seconds.
Okay.
And eventually you're going to go 1 second and then 20 seconds towards him.
Oh, to just see if
So
you
I
can
can
maintain
so
eye
I can
contact.
get him to maintain. It's not necessarily eye contact; it's facial contact.
Okay.
And what this does is it gives you the ability to, once he's mastered it, you can and he's reacting to squirrel something, you say focus, he comes over and sits in front of you and looks up at you.
Okay.
And you pull out a treat and you do the exercise.
Okay.
So when we kind of give you the prescription, we don't have to have him necessarily on film for this one. Sit. So what I would do is when you're doing this, have about 10 to 15 treats in your hand.
Okay.
And this should be about 1 or 2 minutes maximum. Training in general, you don't want to go longer than 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, and at first, 1 second, 1 second. Do that several days in a row until it's pretty much he's just looking at you, not even really looking away.
Okay.
Then you go 1 second, 2 seconds for all 10 or 15.
Okay.
And then if he's pretty good with that, then you can go to the next practice session, you go 1 second, 3 seconds.
And we do this every day.
And you should do this actually probably 2 to 5 times a day.
Oh,
I would
okay.
also have your daughter do it.
Okay.
And if you can have your housekeeper and other people that are around the dogs a lot, it'd be good for them to do
Because
it as
then
well.
they can call focus.
Exactly. And then it sees that the dog starts seeing them as they are a provider of really good stuff. And I have to exhibit a little bit of a discipline in order to achieve or get my reward.
Okay.
And it just sitting and looking up at a human is a good respectful posture.
Right. Okay.
So again, I'd like you to really focus on this for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now, first you're just doing it in the house. Right now, it's quiet. Well, we have a little bit of noise, but it's pretty quiet, so it's easy, not distracting for them. When your daughter's here with her friends and the TV's on and the garbage disposal going and a lot of other stuff, that's easy for them to get distracted. So when we first do this, for sure, nobody should have any food. And we just want to basically practice this just with no distractions at first, and then gradually we're going to add in distractions.
Okay.
So maybe you turn the microwave on, and just have the microwave going for 2 minutes while you're doing this. Then eventually the TV's on at low volume, then maybe a higher volume, and then maybe they're reacting to dogs. Well, we can get the TV to play, but if a dog's on the TV, they lose it.
Oh, yeah.
So then I play the TV. Then what I do is I record something on the DVR with a dog, and then I practice this with playing it back with the volume at level 2. So the dog can barely hear the other dog, and it wants to look at the TV, but I'd rather focus here because I'm getting the treats.
Right.
And then next time we do it, we practice at level 4, and then level 6, and level 8. We gradually do it. Now the mistake most people make is they move too far too fast.
Okay.
So do it small. And if you go from level 6 to level 10, and the dog can't handle it with that volume, cut the volume back and keep on backstepping until you can help the dog.
So you are
practice it.
actively trying to distract them.
Eventually, yes, but we want to, just like learning to drive a car, we learn in an easy scenario, then we gradually do with traffic, with hills if we're using a stick and things like that. And that puts the dog in position to succeed and gives everybody in the house the ability to call them over and get them to do something that exhibits a little bit, helps them mellow out, focus on you, and dogs only focus on one thing at a time. So if I'm focused on you, I can't bark at the horse over here.
Right, okay.
This is how we teach our dog to focus.